Okay, YouTube's Modern Day Rob here, doing a window regulator on a 99 Ford Windstar. I've watched a lot of guys on YouTube hack these jobs. They got big holes after they get done with the rivets, and then they're putting in bolts, and they're talking about bending regulator arms and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm going to do this in a couple segments here today, show you what I do, how I get into things. Here's the rivets right here that I talk about, and we're going to go through them. I'm going to drill them and show you how to pop them with a chisel, and then I'll show you how to get the regulator out without pulling the window all the way out, and then how to replace the regulator motor, which is normally what goes bad in these. So you'll get a couple more shots. I'm going to go ahead and pause this, get to the next step to show you what I did. I already pulled the door panel. I kind of figure, you know, if you're doing this job, you should know how to pull the door panel. But just in case, there are 2 bolts on the bottom of it, one up here behind a piece of plastic that you have to remove, and then you have 2 bolts in the center right here, which will go in your armrest. Okay, YouTube, now what I'm going to do is drill each rivet with a 5/32 bit. And all you really got to do is drill it in about a 1/4 inch. See the aluminum stuff coming out. Once you get that done, grab a hammer and chisel here. Let me go over and get that. Okay, so I think I might need a second set of hands here because that, you know, chisel. But just to show you what I did, I kind of drilled it in. Then just kind of set the chisel right there, smacked it with a hammer. The end popped off. It's right down there on the ground. You can get a good look at it. And I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the same thing the 4 times here. Okay, there's all 4 rivets drilled and popped. Took me maybe 5 minutes to do. Really simple process. Used a 5/32 bit and a cheap chisel from Harbor Freight. Since I'm not that good at holding the camera and working, I'm going to go through and explain what I do here. Next thing I do is I'm going to pull the speaker here. There's 4 Phillips screws on it, and then I'll remove the 3 bolts that hold the window regulator here, and it holds the bottom track here and here. Then from there, I will reach up, lower the window down, and show you how I pop the track to get the window out of it to be able to do what I need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get that pulled apart, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, back once again here. I used an 11mm socket. Loosen these screws up here. I'm going to go ahead and take this bottom track off, show you how you got to do it. It just slides in, angle it, and then it will slide off of the plastic right there. You want to set that over out of the way. And then your actual window regulator, there's a small Torx bit head. It's a reverse Torx bit that you have to do. You have to take this out right here. Okay, that reverse bit is an E5 size, and then you just take it out, and it's going to be a whole stud that comes out. It's still going to either kind of hang in your door, or I always end up dropping it right down in the door typically. But just get it out of your way. You can retrieve it, it's no big deal. And you'll feel that it's loose. There's a plastic guard on the back that keeps it from coming out at you. But you'll know you got it loose because you can see down in here. And then once you wiggle that around and get it pulled out, it's just a matter of lift up on your regulator and push out these tabs. You got to clear it. Once again, kind of hard to do while I'm holding the camera, so I'm going to go ahead and pause, do it, and show you the results. Okay, now that I've got that pulled out, a little bit of a fight there. I had to push and pull and pry on it, I'm not going to lie to you. Once it comes out, you'll notice that the window will drop down, so be careful as you're doing it. And then once the window drops down, you'll see, hopefully I can show it here, there's a little tab Little metal tab right back there on the back of your window regulator sticking up. You just got to kind of reach in very carefully with a screwdriver and push that down so that then you can slide the regulator out of the track front to back. And there's 2 arms in there that will slide out. So I'm going to go ahead and get that tab pulled down, and then I'll show you that I get those out of there, and then we can go from there. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but I bent that metal tab in now, right inside. Got that bent in. Actually got a little help here from Rachel over here at Modern Day, and she's going to hold the camera while I show you how to get the regulator off of the window for me. Once again, this is our first try, so don't beat us up if the quality's not that great. But I grabbed my handy dandy dent puller that I think I got from Harbor Freight once upon a time. Pull the window back up a little bit. Secure it in place. That way it's out of my way. And I can reach in here, and the whole regulator will just slide back on the track. Come off. It's the back arm that's off. And once again, I'm going to pull the whole regulator back. I think somebody forgot to unplug the motor. Yes, I did. So then I've unplugged that, and then I just grab this, and it slides so much easier. I need to adjust my window height there. For some reason it's not clearing my tab there. Oh, my rivet wasn't clearing, so now it's down. Once it's down, you can pull off the unit. There's the window regulator and the motor. Now I'm going to just do the motor, because the regulator, you would have to pull the window out and drill those rivets as well. And my regulator is fine. I don't want to fight with that. So then what this is going to entail, I'm going to take some vice grips, clamp them right here to hold the regulator in place so I don't lose a finger. Take off some bolts. Go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so I got my window out, or my regulator out as you've seen. I'm going to go ahead and get my vice grips in place. I'm just going to come in here somewhere on the regulator. You just want to clamp it down, because if you don't do this, when you take the motor off, the whole regulator will snap. There's a spring back in there that you'll see in a minute. And when it snaps, it can take off a finger. I actually had a guy work for me once upon a time that had lost part of a finger doing a window regulator job. So definitely something you want to be careful with. The one bolt we've already taken out. These are 2 8mm. As you can tell now, I got some help holding the camera here once again. It's a beautiful thing. I'm probably going to keep doing these type videos. I might have to get me a GoPro or something. Okay, there's both of my screws out. Flip this over. There's that spring that makes this flip. At this point, the motor should come off of here, and as you can tell, I'm not one of those guys to pull it apart and show you, oh, it's so easy, when, you know, they pried on it for 10 minutes and then made it easier for the video. So there's my motor. It was locked up, is why it didn't work. So, okay. Going to put the motor back on. I just want to show you guys this problem that I'm at. A little bit of a problem I'm having. I'm not going to make you suffer through the whole fix, but you'll notice that the holes don't line up perfectly. And what that is this gear isn't in the same position that the other motor was exactly. So when I'm trying to line it back up onto your regulator, it's going to be off a little bit. So I'm actually going to have to play with my adjustments. But once again, I'm not going to make you watch me fight through that. Shouldn't take but a couple minutes. When I come back, I'll let you know how long it takes, and then we'll go from there. So okay, YouTube, I fought with a little bit, got the two bolts back in here. I also dug the stud out of my door that I was telling you about, used my little E5 Torx bit, tightened it up. Next step's going to be to put it in the door. Typically when I put these in, I like to get the track back in on the window, get the window back in the position it was in. Then I'll fight with getting the motor into the door. The easy way to remember what goes in the door and what goes in the track, because remember you had that little slide track that goes as well. So you'll have two of these that are pointing the same direction and one that's pointing to the outside. So we'll fight with these up in the door kind of like we did coming out. Then we'll get the motor in position and then we'll put it back together here. So okay, slide the motor in real simple and easy right here. Left the window right where it was. I'm going to get in my top track first here. It's going to go in there so much easier than it came out the first time. Then it's just like working scissors. Slide that up like that. Still controlling the weight from the other end. Bring it up. Alright, now you're back on track. Hands are a little slippery here because of the whole process. You get all the window grease and stuff. Okay, and that's kind of in place. Right now my tabs that go in these slots right here will be out of line, so that's why I'm going to put my window back up in place. This is when I always like to use my little dip puller. I don't trust it to hold the windows. I've had it pop off on me, but it's kind of nice to use, just kind of hold it in place with. Okay, there's the window up in position. Now our window regulator here. We'll see if the top tab normally always slides up easier than the inside one. You gotta fight with your angle a little bit here. Okay, YouTube, here's Modern Day Rob back at you. Probably going to splice these videos back together now. I had to take a call and a couple of things happened. Usual daily thing here at Modern Day. And you'll probably also notice that I've now put the rear track in place and I have the button on there. And I'm not going to lie to you, that's because it's a little bit of a bear right now. You'll see that this bolt is kind of wedged up against the top there. It's all part of getting just the right alignment. I don't know if you can see this, but as I up and raise and lower the window, you'll see right there in that hole where the rivet starts to line up. And that's what I'm going to have to catch with the rivet exactly in place to pop things back together. I'm going to pause here. I got to run up to, our favorite mechanics place, Harbor Freight, and get a tool to handle the rivet kit. It's about 20 bucks. It handles up to a 1/4 inch rivet. That's what goes back in this. So I'm going to pause this again and let it go from there, and then I'll get back and get those rivets in and show you all how it works when it's all said and done. Thank you. So, okay, YouTube, ran up and got the part real quick. Got the tool real quick. Got some 1/4 inch drive rivets and a rivet gun here from Harbor Freight. Nice little tool there for 20 bucks. I'm going to go ahead and pop these rivets in. And then I've tightened up the nuts and put it back together and we'll be all done. That's going to conclude this video from Modern Day Rob. Check us out, like us, all that great and wonderful stuff, and we will see you soon. Remember, we'll tell you if it's good, hard, easy, whatever. Okay, YouTube, maybe that wasn't my final part of this video. Hopefully my son will help me edit this. If not, you just heard that I don't know what I'm doing. So that's when it comes to the video. This is Modern Day Rob. There's your final view of your rivets. And let's see here, the ultimate test, does the window work? All the way down. All the way up, nice and smooth and sealed. That will conclude this video.